Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgaard, and welcome back to our All the Mods server play series. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween, at least those who celebrated it. I didn't get quite as much prep as I meant to do, because all yesterday we had a lot of server issues. We tried upgrading to 1.40b. And then I had a lot of issues getting on, and then we kept having server crashes and stuff for a while, and then 1.41 came out, and that fixed it. It was basically an issue with, there was a mob from Abyssal. It's a zombie that kept crashing the server. Every time it would spawn, it would crash the server, and Rop was looking through, and he's like, it looks like it's a zombie, and then shortly after that, there was a fix that came out, and everything got back on track. The reason we wanted to update so quickly is because AE2 was added to the pack, which of course is a major thing, because of course AE2, refined storage, it's cool and all, it works for storage, but the auto crafting doesn't work. The issue I've been having with processor crafting is due to the crafting card not working. Also the interface doesn't work. There's just a lot of minor issues that need to be sorted out with that mod. Plus, at the end of the day, even if everything was sorted, AE2 still has a lot of blocks, very useful blocks that of course refined storage does not have. So for one, I love color coding cables, which of course refined storage does not have. Also facades is another thing that refined storage does not seem to have. But since last episode, I did do a bit of prep work. I got this area started kind of planning out this area and everything. Also, I did start putting in some windows here. I haven't went through and chiseled. I'm going to do some big designs and stuff on the front of this. And kind of make it pop a little bit more than it does at the moment. Also, I'm going to go through with chisels and bits and add more of like a smoothed out border, so it's not like block. So I'm going to smooth that out and make it look like the glass has actually been inserted and fitted into the alabaster and everything. So quite a bit of work to do there. Over here, I did, actually right before we updated and I found out AE2 was in the pack, I set it up to just make processors, like in bulk. And then like shortly after, like it had made this stuff, and then they were like, oh, AE2 is going to be in the pack. I was like, cool, okay, well, let me get rid of all this stuff. So I turned all this stuff off, but I did have solderers running, producing. Yeah, that is due to an export bus on the back of this. Let me remove that really quick. Yeah, so that, I guess, was technically a waste, but that's okay. And we will probably, I'm going to do some testing later on today. I'm going to do a stream. I meant to do a stream yesterday, but with all the server problems, and I'd actually gotten behind on everything, messing with the server problems and trying to get on the server and then it crashing and different things. Plus, it was kind of a busy weekend. Of course, like I said, Saturday we had the UHC, so that put me a day behind on most everything, because that did take up the majority of the day, and videos will be coming out for that next Saturday. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. It was actually my first real time doing an actual formal PvP event, and it was very interesting, and it actually gave me like the PvP bug. So I'm actually planning on doing in the near future, doing some more PvP videos for you guys. If you guys enjoy it, hopefully you do. I actually had quite a bit of fun doing it. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Over here, I did start messing with Calculator, mainly to get amethyst trees. We will probably cover Calculator a bit more on camera and stuff. For those of you that are curious about the mod, it's still pretty much the same as it was in like 1.7, but I know a lot of people aren't terribly familiar with it, and it is a very powerful mod if you know how to use it. Not technically balanced, but it is very powerful. Also, I did add, since we have all the bones coming in from the Wither farm, I did set this up to produce bone meal. Granted, I know I could sag mill it and get more output, but really, with the amount of bones we'll be pulling in, it's not really an issue, because I'm probably gonna end up setting up a skeleton spawn as well, so not too major. I haven't got all the greenhouse glass added in yet. It does take a very, very long time to get that stuff crafted, but it is something that I'm working towards. Let's see, I actually just added the bone meal in this morning, just a little bit ago. So let's take a look and see how our potato production is going. We're still 0, but I know the biofuel's about all caught up. So I'm kind of curious to see. Yeah, see, it's still not fast enough, which is just absolutely incredible that we need this many potatoes. But my goal is to fix the potato production. What we're going to do, now we've got bone meal coming into this, and it's, it's bone mealing around and everything. Of course, we've also got these worms that increase crop growth. We've got the greenhouse glass I'm working on. And then my intentions are to add, in addition to all of that, to add lily pads of fertility around in the farm a little bit. Also, we're going to do a blood magic green growth ritual underneath this to speed it up. And then in addition to all of that, we are probably going to do agri-carnations as well from Botania. So at the end of the day, we're going to have probably massive potato generation is my goal, because I do think that we are going to need it. Later on today, I'll be doing a stream. It won't be quite as long as some of my past ones, but I am going to be doing a stream. Of course, it's probably already happened by the time this video gets out. But I'm going to be doing AE2, so if you guys are curious about that, I'll be messing around with that on stream. Out here, you'll notice I started smoothing this out because this is where our courtyard's going to be through this area, and this is going to be mainly Botania stuff out in this courtyard, and probably for the time being until I get an area over on the other side of the compound set up, we'll probably be doing some bees over here as well. Whoa. Oh, it's invisible blocks, because I went through here and the shovel, of course, just tore through the ground, and it does leave behind those invisible blocks that I talked about previously. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to be doing today. I know I was rambling for a bit. There's a lot to talk about and everything. Oh, one other thing before I forget. FTB's Infinity Evolved will be coming out fairly soon for 1.10. I am planning on adding that into the list. I don't want to, in a sense, because of course I already have the 3 current series going on, plus trying to do streams, so there might be a small change to the schedule, because realistically trying to fit in 4 different mod packs for Let's Plays is tough. Even 3 is tough to do over a 2-day period, so we may expand it out to a 3-day period for rotations or something, maybe 3 days tentatively, and I'll try to squeeze in as much as I can, and get some episodes out earlier for you guys so it comes out to more like a 2-day period, but we'll see. We shall see. But FTB Infinity Evolved is just an absolute, if you guys have ever played the one for 1.7.10, it's an absolutely fun pack and well designed. So I would like to squeeze that in somehow without totally doing away with something or anything like that. I don't want to do that to you guys. So we're gonna try to squeeze it in. I think we try to compact things a little bit. But anyway, like I said, today we're going to be working on Draconic Evolution, so I am super excited about it. And the main thing that we're going to start with is the fusion crafting, because it does work quite a bit differently. So the first thing that we're going to want is this fusion crafting core. Oh, by the way, before I jump into that, we have 520 nether stars, and I actually gave out a number of nether stars to other people, like stacks at a time and stuff, and we've also got some wither skeleton skulls. Now what I've done, by the way, is I have this turned off like right now, just because if we run it and then it runs into the issue of not having like a skull or something and it not being balanced and these being offset, it can kind of act up. So I do have this turned off, plus it does generate a little bit of lag over time. Also the soul cages, I've noticed I have to totally disable them when I log off of the server. Otherwise, whenever I get on, it will honestly be so heavy on the server that it will crash, because for some reason the cow one will kick on and the wither one will run even if I have them turned off with redstone, and there will just be items all over the base. I don't know why that is. No clue at all. So if you are using this and you're running into that issue, I would suggest you just disable your soul cages. Now if you're doing it in a single player world, you probably won't run into that, because of course the server will not be running when you're not online, but I was having that issue so on a server basis. So but anyway, let's go ahead. I have 84,000 solidified experience. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. But let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm sorry for rambling for a bit. This is not what I told it to do. Okay. But the first thing that we're going to want is this fusion crafting core. So we just need one of these. We're going to need some lapis lazuli blocks and draconic cores. I'm going to go ahead and make a fair number of these. What am I missing? Oh, gold. That would make sense actually, because these blocks of gold. So let me go ahead and convert. I haven't got those set up to automatically convert you know, on their own just yet, so which I was going to, and then the fact that I'm going to be changing everything, the entire base, over to Draconic Evolution, into Applied Energistics fairly soon, was like, well, maybe I don't necessarily need to do all of that. Oh, and I need to actually, let me see here, let me get some of this stuff cooking up. Okay, so anyway, we're going to need, I forgot about setting up anything for Draconic Evolution up until now. Let's go ahead and get a few lapis lazuli blocks, and we'll get our fusion crafting core. Now the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to have to get these fusion crafting injectors. Now when you first start, I would suggest just making 8 of them, because we're going to be gunning straight for the Wyvern crafting injector. Now some of these things I believe do take more, some of the things that we'll be making, but the first thing that we're going to be gunning for is the advanced dislocation, because of course that thing, this is one of my favorite blocks from Draconic Evolution. Of course I love the entire mod, but this is probably one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a few of these. I'm going to need some more of this, which that's fine. Okay, and I'm going to want, how many of these do I have? 2. So let's go ahead and get ourselves like 6 more of these. So we've got our 8 of those now. So now we are all set to move forward. I do want to get some energy conduits, and I was planning on having a room built out for Draconic Evolution, because we are going to want just a room, especially with this fusion crafting and stuff added in. It is a little bit on the large size, I guess, but for now, since I don't presently have that, we are going to set it up just like right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and connect our crafting injectors. No, I don't want that one there. This one here, here, and here. And then the next set, let's see, we'll do our crafting core. Put it right here. And basically what you need is these have to be within a certain range. Let's see, let's make the tablet really quick, and we'll see if we can find the actual range that it needs to be from those, because I'm not entirely sure. I know it has to be fairly close, and they have to be set up in like a 3x3 area, you know, from the crafting core. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really say setup guide. Okay, so here's the range. So you'll notice that all of these are within a 3x3. So they do have to be a 3x3 on the axes from the core. But as far as distance, you can make it pretty far. It looks like, it doesn't say. They have to be at least 1 block away from the core, but they can be pretty far out. So anyway, but we're gonna put them just right here, you know, a little bit compactish, and then we'll go ahead and bring this out. And like I said, this is just a temporary area for this. We'll bring that and that and that, and I may actually end up using phantom faces to actually connect the power, but I don't know. We'll see. I kind of have an idea for a room that would look cool, but we'll see. What's going on with you? Why do you want to connect that way? There we go. So anyway, that's the fusion crafting setup. Now, to actually make, say, our advanced dislocation, you'll notice that it says tier Wyvern. We cannot make this at the moment because this is just basic fusion crafting injectors. We're going to have to upgrade these to the Wyvern version. A little bit expensive. You'll notice we're going to need 8 of these, so it's going to be quite expensive. But we're going to need, let's see, 8, 16, 24, 32 diamonds. Half stack of diamonds. Good stuff. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And then we're also going to need a lot of draconium, probably more than I have on hand at the moment. May have to cut for just a second. Yeah, we're going to need 8 draconian blocks. We're going to need 16 draconic cores and 8 wyvern cores. So that is why I went ahead and set up the nether, because, or the wither spawning system, because we're going to need a ton of nether stars by the end of the day with this stuff. So let's go ahead and start getting some of this done. We're going to need, like I said, 8 of these. This is going to be like most of our on-hand draconium. And then we're also going to want draconic cores, quite a bit of these. And then we're going to want some wyvern cores as well. And I need a little bit more draconium. I need to get some more in there to start smelting that. And there's that. Let's go ahead and make 2 of these. And we'll go ahead and move this over. Keep this stuff going. Okay. And I want Draconic cores. Okay, we've actually almost got enough of those, but of course we're going to need 4 of them each for the wyvern cores. These are very, very expensive, as you could tell. And let's go ahead. Oh yeah, we're also going to need one other thing, and that is, oops. We're also going to need a basic fusion crafting injector. So let me grab one of those, and we'll get this show on the road. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to put this into this center block here, and I believe you can, there's a place, I thought it showed all the recipes, maybe not. And then what we're going to do is, let's go ahead and on one side here, let's just put all of our diamonds. Oh shoot, I forgot. This will accept an entire stack, so you're going to have to do these in singles, which is kind of a pain, but it is what it is. There may be a use for putting in full stacks later on, I don't know. Not for sure on that. But we'll go ahead and add in these. And then one of our Draconian blocks. and now you'll notice that yeah, right here we can show recipes and you can see everything that this can craft. So if you notice, this is how we get our Awakened Draconium now. It is a little bit cheaper. You don't need quite as many Draconic cores as before. You still need the Draconian blocks. They don't seem to have to be charged, but you'll notice that there is a ton of RF costs, so that pretty much makes up for not charging it. And then we have our different tiers of these. Now you'll notice that the Chaotic, 48 million RF per Chaotic crafting injector. Our Awakened cores are done that way now. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. This is how we get all of our Draconic tools and armor, and then of course our Dislocation. So but let's go ahead and hit start, and it's really cool. You'll notice it's charging up. It's making these little popping sounds. So basically it's getting all the power in there, and you'll notice it's kind of filling up this little thing. Honestly, I've seen this before, and this is one of my personal favorite things. Like, it's so cool. And then it's going to start doing this little ritual here, and all these orbs of energy are just going to start spinning around this core. And I love that just electric, like static popping sound. It's so like just well done. I have to give what is it, Brandon, like props on this, because it's just amazing. Alright, and we got our Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injector. But I will say that a lot of the rituals I feel like were really well done this time around. Like the blood magic stuff, like my jaw dropped the first time I saw that. But let's go ahead and break off that, and now we should be able to just use this one since it's an upgraded version. It still reads as a basic Fusion Crafting Injector, but I know that JEI has a lot of little bugs like that I've noticed over the course of playing you know, this mod pack and everything. So a lot of stuff, I don't know if it's JEI in particular, or if it's maybe the mods themselves, or how, you know, what's causing it, but I have noticed that a lot of stuff reads incorrectly like that. So I've kind of grown. I've noticed it gets better. It's gotten better over the updates. Like the mechanism stuff doesn't read as off anymore. But now we can hit start, and you'll notice that we don't have to keep making these. We can just replace, because these will work on the lower tier stuff, and you don't have to have all the exact same types. So now it's just a matter of converting all of our Fusion Crafting Injectors over into this new version and everything. So we'll let that run for just a second. Actually, let's watch it one more time, just because I'm just so amazed. I'm so amazed by how well this is done. And personally, I have to say that it's so much better than just throw it in a crafting table and there we go. It is just really awesome. So now we got 2 of those, and of course we're going to need more of the Wyvern Cores to really get this stuff upgraded. So I tell you what, give me a second. I'm going to work on converting the other 6 of these over, and then I'll be back in a second, and we'll get our advanced dislocator and stuff, and we might actually get ourselves a set of the Wyvern armor, which would be pretty cool. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. So we have all 8 of our Wyvern tier fusion injectors. Now, one thing I will tell you, I was playing around with it while I was doing that. You can, like, for example, when I was doing that, you know, I had to craft 8 of those. So what you could do is you could put 8 diamonds, 8 diamonds, 8 diamonds, 8 diamonds, and then 8 of everything over here. And then it would only use up 1 every time that you crafted. However, if you do that, luckily I did it with diamonds. I wanted to test it to see what would happen if I did this. So luckily I did it with diamonds instead of something on the left-hand side here. But if you, let's say you have 4 diamonds in this, and you wanted to break it and throw it in here to upgrade it or whatever, if you break it with something in it, you will lose that item. So be sure you don't do that, especially once we start getting into like chaos stuff and everything. You definitely do not want to break these when they have something in their inventory. So just be aware of that. And by the way, you could put up to 9 of these on one side if you so desired, though I haven't really seen any real benefit to having that many of them. So anyway, we've got all of those now, so let's go ahead and get ourselves our dislocator. So first off, of course, we're going to need just a standard dislocator. We're going to need an Eye of Ender. And that, because I feel like we have plenty of Ender Pearls now to use as fuel for this, so it's not going to be too much of a concern. We're going to need 4 Draconium. We're going to need some Ender Pearls, and then also a Wyvern Core. So we're going to need 4 of these. And that. Man, I'm glad I made that Nether Star generator, because this episode we have used up a decent number of these, actually. I mean, it's not quite anywhere close to the amount that we have, but still. Wait, was it 3? I think it was 3 Ender Pearls. Right. Yeah, 3. Okay. That's fine, too. 3, 4, don't matter. It's all the same to me. It's all the same to me. Alright, so we'll lay these out. Oh, I forget that this accepts multiples. Ta-ta, ta-ta. There we go, and we'll throw this in there and start it up. Oh, I just can't. Like, every time I crafted those, I would just sit and watch this. I love this animation. Like, he did such an amazing job on this. And, you know, it's wonderful. I like, honestly, to see these mods that have made like major changes. That's one of my favorite things about the 1.10 stuff, is from 1.7, just certain things have been just revolutionized. I feel like blood magic is one of them, and then Draconic Evolution, of course, were the 2 that I think were most notable as far as just major overhauls. Also, extra utilities is very like just amazing changes. And then of course we have a lot of really nice mods that are fairly new, like roots and actually additions and stuff. There's just things like that's the beauty of the modding community. It just keeps getting better and better. It's great. I'm gonna go ahead and grab up a bunch of this fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in here for now. We'll end up using that later when we start upgrading. However, the next tier upgrade for our crafting injector setup is expensive. God, it's expensive. Because of course we're going to need 2 of these Wyvern Cores per, and then also our Awakened Draconian Block. So, and we do need that Draconic in order to get the Draconium tool, or the Draconium tools. So I do feel like now, like, you know, in the past people were like, well, Draconic Evolution's not really balanced. It is now. It is now, because you're going to, like, of course you're going to want like 8 of these. So automatically you have to kill the Ender Dragon at least twice just to get, you know, the hearts to get your crafting injectors. Now I will say you could get by, if you notice, like with less than that, because you only need 4. Oh no, that's okay. That's for the Staff of Power. But you only need 4 to actually make the Draconium tools and the Draconium armor. So you could just kill the Wither or the Ender Dragon once to set this up. But even still, I mean, just to be able to craft it, and then you're going to have to kill them again to start getting the pieces, it's quite expensive. So anyway, this works pretty much the same way. We're going to add fuel. Let's go ahead and just shift it. And then I'm going to go ahead and set add new, and we're going to call this one home RF mainframe. Even though hopefully after today that'll be AE mainframe and not. Okay. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, it just wasn't showing up when I first put it in, I don't think. Either that or I just didn't notice it. So the other thing that I want to do really quickly this episode is go ahead and get our Wyvern Set of Armor, because like this set, I mean, it's cool and all. You'll notice that this blood magic stuff's already pretty much maxed out. Upgrade points are 98 out of 100. We will be covering a way soon to pull those off of there, so you can kind of customize it how you want to. And the really nice thing is you actually get it in like a book form, and you can add it to armor, so you can make specialized armor and everything. But we're going to go ahead and upgrade to the Wyvern stuff just because I'm sure you guys are familiar. This stuff is very, very powerful. I am going to go ahead. I think just flying over here will be quicker than pulling out my staff traveling, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here so that we have access to that if we need more Draconium. But of course, first thing we're going to want is we're going to want to get ourselves 4 Wyvern Cores. So we are going to need 16 of these. And there we go. And then get our Wyvern Cores. Very, very happy that we made the Wither generator. I'm glad I didn't forget, like, I'm glad I didn't overlook that and be like, today's episode just be like, oh, that's right, we're going to need all this stuff. Now, I could go just grab some enchanted diamond and pull the enchantments off and this would be fine, but honestly, that would just take longer, and diamonds really aren't a concern at the moment. After today's stream, they might be, because I'm going to go like crazy with AE. I don't know how crazy I'm going to go on stream. You know, it's going to be a process. But we will be going pretty crazy with Applied Energistics. Just a heads up. And I'll be doing some of that on camera, like automation and stuff like that, because some of that stuff's not just cut and dry, like, oh, just put down these blocks and you're done. We're going to want 4 of those. Then we're going to want... Why are you not... I just gave you redstone blocks, but you didn't. Okay. You don't have the redstone blocks. For some reason, you don't have them. I imagine they probably got pulled out into that refined storage subsystem, which that's going to be gone today after the stream. Thank goodness. I mean, I would totally use that. I'm actually going to try and still use refined storage for actually storing the items. We're going to play around with that today in the stream and see if we can maybe still do that, because if we can, that would be really awesome. But I don't know. We shall see. We'll see what works. So anyway, here's our Wyvern. Need that Draconium. Our Wyvern helm, and then we're going to get our Wyvern chest, our Wyvern legs, and then lastly our Wyvern boots. Good stuff. And another thing that I want to grab just really, really quickly from Ender.io is, of course, the wireless charger. Do we have an Enderman head? I'm not entirely sure if we do or not. We do not. Okay, I tell you what. Let me run over to the village really quick. And if they have an Enderman head, we're gonna steal it. We're gonna steal it. I should probably invest in a TC headhunter like weapon for cutting off heads. I think that would be quite beneficial for us moving forward. But we're gonna see if they have any Enderman head. Oh, they have 2. Cool. Well, now they have 1. And actually, let's use our nifty advanced dislocator. Okay. So let's pop over here. And we're going to need, what, Solarium? And then, is it silicon? Is it redstone? I think it's redstone. Maybe. Slice and splice, throw that in there. No, it's not redstone. What is it? Is it an ender pearl, maybe? Oh, it's vibrant alloy, okay. Well, that works too. Alright. And we'll get that going. And I will need an octatic. I'm pretty sure I've got everything on hand, though, for an octatic capacitor. If I don't already have one, I don't know. So we'll get our wireless charger. What is this? We need electrical steel. Okay. Get your crafting on. And then I need an octatic. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to go all the way down the chain of command here. Oh my gosh, all the way down to the bottom. 4, yeah, 4 is all we need. I need to just make those in bulk and just have a bunch of capacitors. Honestly, Ender IO capacitors are one thing that you're probably never going to have too many of those. It's another one of those things that always good to have on hand. Okay, we're waiting on that last piece of electrical steel. Okay, there we go. Okay, and let's go ahead. We'll just set this up. I'm actually going to set it up over by our refined storage system. Like maybe, tell you what, we're going to put it right here for right now. So this way you'll notice that, okay, it's the boots first that are charging up. But this stuff's just going to passively charge up our stuff whenever we run by it. That way, of course, we don't have to stop and charge the stuff up all the time, because that's never any fun. So now we are the king of Draconic evolution. I actually think we are maybe the first people to jump into this. We need to really kill the Ender Dragon. I know they're like, well, we haven't killed it yet. We gotta wait for everybody to be on, so I'm hoping I can convince them to kill it. Because, like, I really need dragon hearts right now. Like, right now. So that we can start moving forward with this, because we're gonna need a ton of dragon hearts. I'm sure you could tell from the from what all we need just for the crafting injectors. However, I mean, in all fairness, the mod's really not, I don't think it's done too much. I mean, we can do stuff like this. Speed modifier. Oh, this works now. Let's do this. Wow! What is this madness? That's too fast. It is too fast. Okay, let's, I guess this is working now, so let's check this out. I guess only the sword, I guess that's all it has, is attack radius. It looks like we still can't jump modifier. And boost on sprint. I might actually turn that on. Chest doesn't have anything, and neither does the headpiece. So, if we wanted to get around our base super fast, here we go! And then we hit the water, and it's like mega slow. So our jump right now, God, it's so hard to control this. I will probably turn on like boost on sprint or something. Jump modifier doesn't seem to be, I guess that's all of it. That's as high as we're going to jump. It doesn't really feel that, oh, no wait, never mind. It may also be because of these wings, possibly. Let me try putting these up for just a moment. No, that's all. I guess all the jump that we've got. But we can jump like mega far with all this speed. Alright. So, it's so fast. And the crazy thing is, this is not even Wyvern tier stuff, which, if it's like it has been in the past, we'll be even moving even quicker with that. Now, like I said, I don't know that I'm going to run this all the time, because I feel like this is just too much speed. But, does it work for... See, I wish it worked for flight. Oh. It's like we're like a race car or something. Like it's a NASCAR circuit or something when we're running. Boom! Alright, but anyway, I think I'm going to end out the episode there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. I can't even find my way around. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. Next episode, like I said, I am going to do a stream later today, but of course, by the time this video comes out, it probably has already happened. I'm imagining so. But anyway, I hope you guys do join me for that. We're going to be playing with AE2 and having some fun with it. As you guys probably know, that's one of my personal favorite mods ever. I know when I was looking through it, I didn't see much that had really changed. I was really hoping for like some really cool changes and stuff, but we'll see as we dive into it. If there are any major changes, I will cover those in the series though as well. I won't just leave you guys in the dark or anything. But anyway, next episode, I don't know for sure what we're going to be playing with. We may play with some magic mods, or we may get back into some tech mods. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. And of course, if you guys have any preference on what you would like to see, feel free to let me know, and I will take that into consideration. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, as always, do take care, and I hope to see you guys then.